I believe God can forgive me, I should be able to forgive myself as well. And yeah, I mean, so if we can get into it about like adoption, I know that you wanting family is a huge thing as well.
Yes. Yeah. Everyone always tells me I'm like Ted Lasso, like from the
Ted
TV show.
Lasso. From
Yeah,
where?
from the TV show, Ted Lasso.
I don't know if I've watched it. I've heard the name. I just don't know if I know who Ted Lasso is. I'm so sorry, Ted
No,
Lasso.
no, it's okay. No.
It's like that meme of Kiki Palmer being like, I don't know who this man is. I'm sorry. No, no, Kiki Palmer. She was like in I think it was like a lie detector interview, and then she's like, I don't know who this man is. I'm sorry to this man. Love Kiki.
No, yeah, I've always been told that like I would be a good dad, and it's something that I've always wanted to do, and I've always wanted to be. I know that you and I also have, an age difference as far as
Yeah, we're about 10 years apart.
10 years apart. And by now I should have at least three. I've always envisioned in my head to have three kids, two boys, one girl, girl being the youngest, because I wanted her to grow up with overprotective brothers.
Insane how you say two boys and one girl, because that's exactly what I want, but I kind of wanted the girl next.
Okay.
We'll see, we'll see.
Oh no, no, the girl was gonna be like spoiled and like
Oh,
overprotected and like by her two brothers.
1000%. And by my man. Josh is literally going to spoil the hell out of that. Like, I just know it. I just know that little girl is gonna be like the princess. I know it. But I definitely see you being a dad. Even though you're like, oh, I should have already, had at least one or two.
Well, I don't want to be like Hugh Hefner and like, like having
My God, you're
having
36. You're not even 40 yet. Chill, Neil. You're
I
fine.
know, but it's like I'm even going to like a speed dating surrogacy like Jewish event because I'm
Oh, so
terrified.
it was not only a surrogacy speed dating, but a Jewish surrogacy
Yes.
speed date. I am obsessed. I love it. Um, but no, I definitely see you being a dad.
It's
I
it's
hate when you're like, it's not gonna happen for me because I'm like, first of all, stop saying that because you're manifesting that. If you want it, say, I'm gonna be a dad. I'm gonna be the best fucking dad in the world. Say it with your fucking gut. Even if you don't believe it, say it. Because I'm a huge believer in what you speak out is what you get back. So, like, if I told myself every day, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm ugly, I'm just gonna believe I'm the ugliest human being alive. Even if I don't think I'm like this model, I look at myself in the mirror now and I'm like, you're fucking hot. And I might not have believed it the first time, or the second or the third or the 50th, but eventually it's engraved in you to like see your worth. But just believe you'll be a dad. Say you'll be a dad. Say, even with health can as well, like your mindset affects you so much, even physically, the way you are mentally, like with anxiety, depression, whatever it is, that can affect your internal organs. Imagine if you're telling yourself all these things and then your body starts to show that, like you're gonna be a dad. I can't wait to see you be one too. Those kids are gonna be so freaking lucky
they're
to
gonna
have you.
they're going to be smart asses.
Oh, yeah,
No, no,
yeah.
and I'm going to have to be like, okay.
That's your what is
I'm
it
like,
that Kim Kardashian says
I-
that North
I'm
is like
like,
her lesson?
I'm like, I'm like, okay, how did you figure out how to steal cable, from the neighbors?
No, it's like that one episode of the Kardashians where like Kim Kardashian's like Northwest is my lesson. Like that's gonna that's gonna be your children.
Yes. But in a weird way, I think that like that's the way it's supposed to be,
Yeah, no,
Like
for sure.
like your children are supposed to be like your lesson,
Yeah.
and it's a mirror that reflects back,
Yeah. I mean, my
like
son is
back
so
at you. Like it just like the
yeah.
honesty, truth, and you're like, that was me, but like age,
Yeah, I mean, listen. My son, he is so funny. Like now, sometimes if I tell him something, he'll be like, bruh. And I'm like, I'm not your bruh. Like, what on earth? This little man calling me bro or bruh. But at the same time, you know, in my childhood wasn't the easiest, and I definitely had a lack of confidence growing up. So I definitely want to instill a lot of confidence in my son. So I'm always telling him, you're so smart, you're so intelligent, you're so kind-hearted and empathetic and funny. He hated being called funny, by the way. He thought it was an insult. He thought it was like calling him, like, I guess, like funny looking or something. But it's like, no, you're funny. It's a good thing. You make people like smile and laugh. And now he thinks it's cute, but before he hated that word. But yeah, I like try to instill those beliefs in him from a very young age. I did that. And like now if I'm like, Oliver, you're so handsome, you're so funny, you're so this, he'll be like, I know. I'm like, oh shit, okay. Okay, there you
Now we
go.
got the confidence boost.
Yeah, I know. I'm like, okay, sir. I mean, it's amazing seeing like how I definitely, want to break cycles.
Yeah.
And I my son has definitely not only opened my eyes to who's in my life for the right reasons, how to treat others, how to be very much more patient. I have to be so patient, and I'm very impulsive and quick tempered sometimes, and I've had to, definitely look at myself and be better for him, for myself, because I definitely want to break those cycles, which we can get into, the whole taboos of like being in a Hispanic family. I mean, we're Cuban, so you're Cuban, and I mean, being raised Hispanic, there's like even just there's the taboo of just even going to therapy. Therapy is such a beneficial thing to anybody. I think
But this
everybody
is
should.
kind of like therapy.
It is. But everybody, I genuinely believe this, that everybody should at least experience therapy even once. Even if you're like, my
Okay.
life is perfectly fine, I think you should still experience it once. It's good to get an unbiased opinion, to self reflect, maybe share things, get things off your chest that you can't with necessarily other people. And I mean, I had been, to therapy. I went to therapy, maybe I was like 18 or 19 when I went for the first time, and it was amazing. I loved it. I stopped for a while. Like I went for like I went like 3, 4 months. I stopped, and then there was a time in my life I felt like I needed to go back. I did like one session on BetterHelp, not a sponsorship, but I mean, it actually was nice. I mean, everyone has a different experience, but my experience was positive with therapy. And
But there is and especially in the Latin community or in the Hispanic community, there is a big taboo when it comes to mental health.
massive.
And it's like the moment that you say that you see a therapist, I feel like in the Latino community or the Hispanic community, especially, it's viewed like you're crazy or you
Yeah.
have like a deep, like psychological problem.
Issues, yeah.
Like,
And I
and
literally heard that.
no, that's not the case. But there is this underlying kind of stigmatization that is attached to talking about therapy or even acknowledging that, hey, you know what? I just need to talk to someone.
Yeah.
That's it. Like, I like just need to talk to someone.
Yeah. I
Not because
agree.
I'm like a serial killer or like some crazy person.
Yeah, like it's not like you have like severe depression, anxiety, you want to kill yourself, anything like that, but it's just like sometimes you just need someone that listens, not hears you, but listens. And completely tries to give an unbiased opinion as to how you should navigate things. And it's such a good tool to have. Like therapy is amazing. I mean, I studied psychology the majority of in like my time in university, and I would have my bachelor's right now in psychology if it wasn't for me dropping that research methods and data analysis class a million times, let me tell you. But I mean, I'm all for it. I'm very pro therapy, pro, setting boundaries as well, which is also a huge stigma in Latin culture, is setting boundaries and removing people from your life that are not necessarily positive impacts or that don't bring you peace. Like, people say, "Oh, they're blood. They're going to be with you regardless if you're friends or they're not." But I don't think anyone, blood or not, should be in your life if they cause you unhappiness, they take away from you, they make you feel lesser of yourself. I've definitely had to set boundaries, and um and there's always still love there. That's one thing that never goes away, because once you have like a relative like that, you always will love them regardless. But it's still important to live your life and be free of all that negativity. And I protect my peace at all costs. I don't care who it is, who you are. Once I had my kid, it was just like a done deal. I was never going to allow anyone to make me think lesser of myself, because I've done that to myself my whole life. I don't need outside voices telling me the same shit. So I very much like, yeah, I agree with you. There's a whole stigma around it. I'm happy that we at least have like such a good bond where we have that like that feeling where we can just converse about anything with each other. We don't need our little therapist. I mean,
I
I'm
mean,
for
I have
having.
a therapist.
Yeah, you have one, and that's great. I actually want to go back to therapy just because I think it's good, it's healthy. But I mean, yeah, I'm happy we have that with each other.
In talking about therapy, I tell my mom, like I mentioned to her, I'm like, you should go and just talk to someone, like I think it would
Hmm.
benefit you. Just and she goes and tells me that, well, I went to an AA meeting. And I'm like,
But she's not.
no, that was like I was like, huh? I'm like,
She doesn't.
like,
I don't.
you went to an AA meeting? I'm
That's
like,
so
why?
funny.
I'm like, you don't drink alcohol. And
Not
she's
even a
like,
little. Does she drink at all?
no, no,
My God, that's so funny.
no,
By the
no.
way, I'm so sorry. I keep like touching my eye because like
Uh,
I literally can feel myself like tear up, and like I keep like fixing this shit.
it's
My
so,
needed my little compact mirror.
but like she's like, oh, I went to an AA meeting. And I'm like, an AA meeting? I'm like, what? Like, you don't drink. Like, she literally does not drink any alcohol at all.
That's
And,
amazing.
and then she told me, well, it was free. They are. AA meetings are.
Yeah, yeah. Does she stand up and speak? No. Did she?
To talk about how she's been a victim of people that drink alcohol in her life.
Oh, then, she could have gone to what's it called? There's a meeting.
But I'm like, you went to an AA meeting to talk about yourself being a victim of ex-husbands that have drank
Yeah, like
alcohol.
alcoholism and wait, but there is actually a meeting because like I said, psychology. I actually took a class on psychology of addiction, and I believe it was that class where they wanted us to go to an AA meeting or some kind of meeting that was like anonymous, like Narcotics Anonymous or anything like that. They have a meeting for people that are loved ones of those that have addictions. I forgot what it was called, but there is something like that she could go to that is about not the ones that necessarily have the addictions, but those that are, the relatives or loved ones that are affected, that are, trying to be a support to others. There actually is a meeting like that for her if she ever, so feels the need to go to one.
The way she explained it to me was like she literally like took over the meeting and like told everyone in the room that they were pretty much like horrible people.
She's like, get your shit together, okay?
And no, and that
That's
she is
so
the and
funny. I
she is
can't.
the
Well, not
and
funny,
she
but
and she is the victim. I'm like, you don't do that. Like people are literally like sitting there like
God.
confessing them like I don't know, like their stuff, you know?
Yeah. And
Uh,
they're hard on themselves. They're already hard on themselves.
I'm like, that's how you took my interpretation of saying you should go and talk to someone? Oh, okay, go into a room and tell addicts on how horrible they've made you feel. Okay, that sounds passive aggressive.
Sign her up for BetterHelp. Sign her up for BetterHelp. Not sponsored.
I'm like, that sounds horrible.
My God.
But yeah, no, when it comes to like taboo and like mental health, I think everyone should always have a safety net of someone that they can talk to or resources. No one should ever feel alone. No
Yeah.
one should ever feel to go into like those dark places that sometimes the world may push you into.
Yeah. Speaking of dark places that the world pushes others into, 764.
Oh, God. 764.
I didn't even know about it until, well,
Yeah.
I've heard of the actions that are what happens amongst that group, if that's what you want to call it. But
Oh,
I didn't know of that name. Like I never heard of 764. I didn't even know what that was until like I read the article you sent me, and it's horrific.
yeah.
It's very terrifying how people can manipulate and threaten children as young as 9 years old to do these
Horrible,
horrible things to themselves, exploit themselves. It's just, my God, it's like, it's dark. It's really, really
I
ugly.
know. And that's where, like, you really start to think about like how social media, how video games, how the internet has affected so much of society at this point to such an extent that there are groups of people in these like dark web corners, right, on the internet have malicious intent already and they target kids, people. And it's like when I was explaining earlier about me just getting death threats, right? And having someone literally send me a picture of my door to tell me, to prove to me that they know where I live. And then you go and then think about, and I'm 36 years old.
Yeah, you're an adult. Imagine a child being told that.
Hmm.
Like the fear that's instilled in them. They feel like they have no choice because it's an adult and they're telling them, I can do all these things to you.
Yeah.
I know who you are. I know where you live. I know your family. And a lot of the times they'll threaten the family. So it really,
No, and
scares.
that in itself is just completely horrifying because there's a lot of people online that think that they are not online. I always say that it's like a two-way mirror. I see you, you see me. It doesn't take a genius to really like figure out like who's on the other side or who you're talking to, or if it's an AI bot or if you're talking to a real person or so on and so forth. But that's me talking as an adult, like me being 36 years old. Like,
Yeah.
if you are 9, a lot of that, become like your reality. And that is the horrifying part where, unfortunately, it really falls on parents to try to monitor things and,
As much as possible.
like, and make sure that they're not playing video games.
Even Roblox, Discord, that's a lot of where you see that.
Yeah.
No, and like I've seen Roblox before. Like there's games that like are similar to like Five Nights at Freddy's, and it's like, but instead it's like the Cookie Monster like chasing you down the hall. But it's like you never know because there's the comments, there's like group chats or something. People can message you and they could pretend they're someone that they're not, and they grab all this information from you until then they can use it against you. And it's no, it's I don't know any other word to use but horrifying, terrifying. It's
Horrible,
just
horrible, horrific. I don't have any kids. If I were, I would probably be like a helicopter mom.
And
That
that's another thing, like we can't be because we have to allow them to blossom, but we do have to monitor it. Back then, maybe like 20 years from 20 years
like
ago
what
or 10 years ago, maybe we didn't have to be like to the the way we do it
like your dad
now.
would ride around on a bicycle at night.
Yeah, yeah. Like chilling, straight, straight chilling on his little bike, visiting his friend's house in the middle of the night, no worries. Like it's there's so much that goes on now that it's and that's that we probably just know the surface level of it. When you really deep dive
Oh,
into like how dark the web is and AI can become. It truly is like a horror movie. Like they really should, if they haven't already, make a horror movie about AI
I
because that
I
in
believe
itself,
I believe I believe they already did.
there is. Which one? Have you seen that movie that came out?
Megan?
Oh, okay, okay, but that's like the robot.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, I saw that one,
Who's
with the little
artificially
dance where
or
she's like,
yeah, with the little dance.
yeah, yeah, yeah. That one was, it was good. I'm a humongous horror movie fanatic. That's probably because like my life is like a horror movie, so it's like I feel comfort in watching them.
Well, just most recently, Drop uh was actually really really good. It's essentially it's about a widow. She's in her 40s. She has a 5-year-old son. She's in her late 30s or early 40s, but she has a
Mhm.
5-year-old son that's autistic, and she's been talking to this guy on a dating app like Tinder or Bumble, like equivalents, to go on a date. Goes to the restaurant that he chooses and then, goes on a first date. While she's having dinner with him, her phone gets airdrops. You know how you can do airdrops
Yeah.
from on iPhone devices
Uh-huh.
like that? She starts getting airdrops of memes that start telling her what to do and what not to do because they're watching this person, whoever is messaging her, is watching her and has hacked into all the cameras in the
Like the
restaurant.
restaurant. I think I've seen the trailer for this. This sounds very familiar.
It's really creepy. It's really good, but it's really creepy. And this person also cloned their iPhone, like her phone. So like
Like they were able
anything,
to, yeah, anything she had on it, they had access to it.
yes, like contacts, anything she does even currently, like if she tries to call 911, they literally like disconnect the call. Like she can't message even like her sister that's babysitting her son at home, and they send a hitman to her house, and then they're like, turn on your surveillance cameras in your house.
Mm.
And there's a guy in the house that has a gun that's going to kill her sister and her 5-year-old son if she doesn't follow all of his specific
Like,
directives
yeah, directions.
in the
Oh my God.
restaurant. And she's not allowed to leave the restaurant, or else she completes her object, and she has to figure out who is the person that is.
Doing this to her. Wow. That is, I have to watch it because you told me it's good. So I'm gonna watch it.
No, no, it's really good, but it's also very, very creepy in the sense of how much we allow technology, even as adults, to interfere and also manipulate our lives.
I mean, if I just talk about Chipotle right now, you're gonna see ads popping up about Chipotle. Like it's crazy. Like I could mention something I never talk about, and all of a sudden I'm on TikTok and I just start scrolling, and it's like the first thing I see.
There
So,
you go.
like, have you seen like those Alexas like going off and like saying weird things, and it's just
Yeah.
like, what on earth? They're always watching, like they're listening at all times.
Yeah.
But a great horror movie I saw that I loved, I know you have thoughts on it, was Sinners.
Yeah.
I loved Sinners. I mean, I just love all things spooky. We could literally do a whole episode about like I'm telling you on Halloween, we're gonna pop off because I love
Well,
all
it's
spooky
it's gonna be
things.
it's gonna be brewing.
Bruin. But yeah, I love all things spooky. I've watched horror movies since I was a kid. I Halloween is like my favorite holiday. Like I am obsessed with it. Like I like things that people find boring. I'm like, that's so fun to me because like I could go to St. Augustine, right? And you were like, oh, that's there's like nothing to do there. But I'm like, they have ghost tours and they have like to me that's so fun. But Sinners was incredible. I actually really loved it. The cast was wow, just amazing cast. And I loved seeing Michael B. Jordan play both of the twins because it really, I mean, major props to him. I didn't think like, I mean, I think he is an incredible actor, but I didn't think he was gonna do it like that. Like it was just he popped off. It was two different people. You would never, if you wouldn't know he's just one person, it really felt like you were watching two different people in terms of like their stance, their body language, everything, even the voices. Just like chef's kiss in the acting for sure department. But you were telling me that it's very similar to another
Yeah, yeah,
movie,
well, Django Unchained.
Django Unchained. I haven't watched it.
Quentin Tarantino. Watch it, and then how about we can talk about it?
The next one. Yeah, yeah, we'll talk about it for sure in the next one. I'm gonna watch it and then I'll let you know what I think. But yeah,
But no, Sinners is a good movie. It's just like if you know Django Unchained, it's very similar, just with more of a supernatural, like, vibe.
yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't even think a Django movie would have supernatural
No, no,
stuff
no,
in it.
no.
But
It's about slavery.
okay, yeah, yeah, I've seen Django. I don't know if I don't think I've ever seen Django Unchained. So,
Yeah.
um,
It's about
yeah,
I mean, it's about slavery and like
yeah.
racism and like
It is a great movie. It's an amazing movie. But yeah, Sinners, so good. I'm gonna watch that other movie though. I'm gonna see like if I really do spot like the similarities or like the differences, you know. But yeah, definitely a topic for the next one.
perfect.
So,
All right, so we're coming up on time.
mhm,
I guess, hey, everyone, tune in to the next
yeah,
one.
tune in.
We're going to
See you
be
then.
weekly. Take care. Bye.
Thanks, you too.